Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're going to go over everything you need to know about AMC stock today, tomorrow, and in the foreseeable future, as well as talk about what's going to happen in the markets. We do have some economic data coming out tomorrow that could move things around quite a bit. So we're going to get into it. Court date tomorrow as well, not to mention that's going to be a big event for AMC stock. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. Let me hear them. Let those concerns, comments, questions fly down below in the comment section. Specifically, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow with AMC stock and the following weeks from here? Considering there's probably an 80 to 95% chance that the judge does lift the status quo order and let AMC do the reverse split. Do you think that crushes the short thesis or not? Ladies and gentlemen, let's start off with this. We talked about this in the last video, but I think it's very important that all of you guys hear this. Probably one of the best indicators that you can look at right now or see happening today that is probably a good indication that the stock's going higher from here. And that is Intera Capital reduced its stake in AMC by more than 60% in the last 4 months. And they just sold about 10 million shares. Now they currently own like nothing compared to what they previously owned. Now they own 93 million Apes. It's possible that they are actually selling more today as well, and this would be leading into tomorrow. We're not going to have those numbers at least until tomorrow, I would imagine, but I'm on the lookout to see if more Ape is being sold from Intera Capital. This is the biggest sign that you can look at to say, hey, they're not very bullish after this court proceeding. If this was really money in the bank and this was a hands down win and Ape was going to rally and AMC was going to collapse, why wouldn't you hold on to your stake? They've already sold enough shares to make their position free. They're essentially selling profits at this point. Why would you not just let that ride? Again, pretty good leading indicator that AMC stock's probably going higher from here. Now, why would AMC go higher from here? Well, really, it comes down to common sense, right? You've seen a lot of shorts get in AMC, short AMC, buy Ape, solely based off of this court proceeding. This is a sell the rumor, buy the news event. It's pretty clear to see at this point. They are selling the rumor, and now they're about to start buying the news. Once the news comes out, this reverse split is actually happening. You're going to see a lot of buying from some of those shorts that were short in AMC that really would have not been short in AMC otherwise. So I think that narrative alone gives you a rally. Why try to squeeze out any additional profits you can on the actual reverse split itself? With the risk is that AMC stock goes higher from here, not goes lower. That's the simple concept here. Now, AMC stock, if we take a look at it on the charts, today it's down 1.59%, down about 7%. Not really moving around all too much considering yesterday's move was like a 10% rally at the end of the day. You closed up almost 8%. So you've seen a pretty good bounce from the lows that we even seen yesterday at $4.10 per share. AMC stock sitting at $4.33 per share. And I think tomorrow could actually be a pretty positive day. Now, this short thesis gets crushed by ultimately AMC raising a lot of capital. And either way, maybe I should say, that you raise capital, right? It's going to be dilutive. It's going to have a negative effect on AMC's share price, at least in theory it should. But the short thesis is gone at that point. AMC is not going to go bankrupt. If they raise enough capital to pay off a chunk of their debt, to have billions in the bank, that's it. I mean, the short thesis, the short trade is over at that point because there's no more bankruptcy concerns. And a lot of those kind of fraudulent positions that we've seen, a lot of those, I'm not going to use the word, but you know, when you wear the shorts a little too low, it looks like you're a little, little naked. Some of these kind of positions probably should get closed out of, right? AMC stock is on the threshold securities list. So in conjunction with everything that I'm saying in this video, everything that you've heard from multiple videos now, if you've watched this channel, has an upside. I mean, kind of tilt to it. You've fallen a lot recently. AMC's RSI is now at 41.49, but I mean, I was talking about this. Every time AMC's RSI is oversold, the stock rallies. And what happened? Exactly that. Now you're still under the neutral level of 50. You're still on the oversold side of things, but it has improved a little bit. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Although I think the biggest rally could actually come after the reverse split. That would probably happen next week. Tomorrow could be a pretty big rally as well. Now, when we look at the Ortex data, that's exactly the same thing the Ortex data is saying. Those cost to borrow fees are sky high. And everyone, just bottom line, is so bearish on AMC that, like we seen yesterday, the stock can rally aggressively. And once you start to get more publicity and more attention, and AMC share price does go to, $30 or $40 or $50 after this reverse split, I think that drives a lot more attention into AMC at that point. Now, let's briefly talk about what we have in store as far as economic data coming tomorrow, and then we'll get into the Ortex data and everything else you need to know with AMC. So tomorrow's economic data is going to be PCE, personal income, and personal spending. Across the board, essentially, you're expecting these to fall. Core PCE month over month, you're expecting that to fall from 0.4% to 0.3%. Personal income, you're expecting that to fall from 0.4% to 0.3%. So a deceleration on month over month core PCE and personal income month over month. Personal spending month over month, you're expecting that to really decline, which the weaker you see this number, actually the more the markets might respond. You're expecting that to fall from 0.8% to 0.4%, a 50% decline month over month. Now, PCE year over year, you're expecting that to fall from 4.4% to 3.9%, and you're expecting PCE month over month to fall from 0.4% to 0.2%. So you are expecting some decelerating inflation numbers and deceleration in the personal spending as well as personal income. So, personal spending, preferably you want that to stay higher. I mean, it's bad for, I guess you could say, inflation. But after all, as long as inflation continues to come down, if personal spending, if the economy does okay, that's going to be what the markets really care about when all things are said and done. You want to see the consumer remaining strong. So that is the data that we have for tomorrow, as well as I will say you do have the final data coming in from the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey for the month of June. If the 5-year inflation expectations, this is what I would watch tomorrow as well. The reading we got for June was 3%. This was on an upside trajectory from 2.9% to 3% to 3.1%, and then it just declined to 3%. If this does get revised to 3.1% or forbid 3.2%, we're going to be in for a hell of a problem, right? That would show consumer expectations going higher, and that really shouldn't happen after the Fed has been raising rates as aggressively as they have been. So keep this data on your radar. It could definitely affect the markets, which could definitely affect AMC. Now, if we go ahead and pull up AMC and the Ortex data here, you have a short score of 94, 541.5 million worth of short positions currently in AMC. Estimated short interest or free float at 23.78%. Free float out on loan at 38%. Shares out on loan 196 million. Days to cover 8.75. 91% utilization, and trailing 3-month cost to borrow fees at 172%. Again, AMC stock is on the threshold securities list. No surprise there. We've been on there for a couple of days, and it's really just putting a lot of these shorts on notice. A lot of people that are trading in the options market that haven't delivered on their obligations. Most of the time, market makers or large institutions that are able to do this. Your positions don't ever get on the threshold securities list, right? You are not on the threshold securities list. This is really big money. This is market makers. These are big institutions. Now, big story of the day today are the cost to borrow fees. Cost to borrow max sitting at 1,060% still. Cost to borrow average at 259.5%. Cost to borrow minimum at 1%. The numbers we were getting earlier in the day, more logical numbers. The cost to borrow minimum was around 600% around that range. Cost to borrow average was at about 950%. Now, Interactive Brokers tends to favor institutional clients. Most of you guys probably don't have an Interactive Brokers account. If you do, let me know down below in the comment section. There is 0 shares currently available to be lent out. Last we knew, cost to borrow fees were 332% from Interactive Brokers. So there you have that. Another big day as far as the option activity. If we take a look, you have seen 48 orders totaling $40.26 million with a positive order value of 5%. Again, everyone is so negative in AMC. You probably want to be bullish right here and right now. Now, a couple trades that stick out to me are the August 18th, some of the calls and puts coming in. So it looks like some firms are playing both ways here for August 18th around that $4 put and call. As you can see, this trade right here coming in at 13.15 for the Ortex time has a $4 put position worth $137,000. They also purchased 2 minutes later, likely the same firm, an August 18th $4 call for $730,000, and likely the same firm as well. About 30 minutes later, purchased another $4 put for August 18th worth $76,000 and a $4 call worth, again, $730,000. So you are getting some firms that are positioning some firms that are positioning for that upside move potentially. So that's something that I am watching. Now, again, if this was to be a very bearish event, you would probably see the stock down today as well. That is not. We have not gotten any information or news about this court proceeding, so we'll have to wait and see. It could happen here in after hours. More than likely, it happens tomorrow morning, and that's where you get the actual reaction. Now, as far as the total volume that we're seeing for tomorrow's option expiration, that is 65% calls for the volume and 35% puts. So besides the institutional orders, it looks like retail pretty bullish on AMC. Retail probably going to win this tug of war. Now, coming tomorrow, it's possible you could see a big rally in AMC stock. I think 20% up is probably going to be the cap there. It just depends on what the judge does. And I know people have said this down below in the comment section. The judge does not have to make a final decision tomorrow, but more than likely, probably 95% chance that she does. And she lets the status quo order get lifted and AMC to do the reverse split. I think the reverse split would actually happen next week. But a 20% move from here would put AMC stock about $1 higher. It'd put the stock at about $5.20 per share. I would say probably a 5% down move is also possible. That would put the stock back at about $4.13 per share. So those are kind of my expectations for tomorrow. I think the next following week and the weeks after that, depending on how we see the option activity unfold, how we see shorts start to cover on short positions, things of that nature, that's where AMC stock could really explode from here. And then ultimately after the reverse split, after AMC does raise capital, that's the bullish event. That's where the short thesis is gone at that point, right? AMC is no longer going bankrupt. At the same time, fundamentals have been improving the whole time for 2 years now with AMC, and that has not been realized with the share price, guys. So I think there's a lot of bullish things working in our favor, a couple bearish things, but definitely overall quite bullish. So let me know what you guys think about all of this information down below in the comment section. Most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.